If I traded it all, if I gave it all.
Welcome back. Okay, so I'm have my next guest, and this is going to be really neat and really different. Nothing that we've been talking about, so totally different here. I have Matt Hilton, and he's with Bubble Battles. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about what this is.
So Bubble Battles is a knocker ball rental company. So a lot of people ask us, what are knocker balls? So most people have
knocker balls?
Exactly. So knocker balls are large inflatable chambers that you get inside of. You're encapsulated in a large plastic bubble from your waist up. And basically, we play games where people run and knock into each other. They do flips. It's just a fun, unique new spin on several different old games.
I know. I've seen a little bit of what it is, and it's amazing, actually, really. Now, let me ask you something. You play what kind of games?
So we cycle through several different games. Some of the more common games, we have bubble soccer, which, soccer inside of these bubble suits, and you're encouraged to slam into each other.
People love doing that.
I know, they love it. And we have like last man standing. Everyone lines up on the outside of a field, and they just go to town until there's only one person that hasn't been knocked over. There's Red Rover. Sharks and Minnows is a really common one. There's several different games that we can cycle through when we host some of these events.
Okay, so first of all, are you valley-wide?
We are valley-wide. We focus more on the west side. We're based out of Peoria, but we do travel the entire valley.
Okay, and are these done indoors or outdoors?
They are both, actually. They can be played on grassy surfaces. A lot of times people will have us come to a green belt or a park by their home. As long as it has a grassy surface and it doesn't have a bunch of rocks and gravel, it's fine to play there. We also play inside of churches, school auditoriums. If it has gym flooring or some type of carpet, as long as it's not concrete, you can play on it.
Who's calling you for these parties?
So we get a lot of different types of customers. Most commonly, our customers are for birthday parties. So basically what we do, how it works is they'll pick a green belt or park by them. They'll pick an indoor arena that works. They'll let us know about how many participants they'll have. We'll bring several bubbles out, and we'll have an event coordinator on hand. He'll get everything ready before the event time starts.
How many is several? So how many can you have in a game?
So we've had games with up to 20 bubbles going on at the same time.
Wow.
And we've done that a few times. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's very hectic.
How safe is it? Because you're getting in this bubble and you kind of roll around, right? So how safe is it?
So it's pretty safe. It is a sport, so you're running around. You can, just like any sport, you can get scuffed knees and whatnot if you fall over, which you will. But we found that it's actually very safe. You're inside this bubble, even though people get hit pretty hard.
Right, but it's probably better than not without a bubble. There's a lot of people that do things like this without bubbles, right?
Oh yeah, you'll get a lot more hurt playing football or just even regular soccer than in these bubbles.
What about age requirements? What's the requirements to do all of it?
So we recommend people being at least 6 to 8 years old is kind of the minimum. We have 2 different sizes of balls. The medium-sized balls are for kids 6 to 8, up to about early teenage, 14 years or so. And then past that, then we have adult bubbles for anyone 6
Adults
15.
Love to do it too. Go ahead.
They love it. And we've hosted events where we've had 60-something-year-olds playing in these bubbles with her grandchildren. And she had a blast doing it.
Wow.
It's pretty much for any age.
How fun is that? How about businesses? Do they do it for a competitive thing at all?
We do, and so we do a lot of we do corporate outings as well. This is a solid team building activity. A lot of times people will roll their eyes when they think of corporate outings. They picture cheesy games and cheesy team building.
This ain't cheesy
stuff. This is not cheesy. It's actually a very fun activity. People can hop on our website and see some of the videos if they're not quite sure, if they can't quite visualize what we're talking about here. But we also do a lot of church events too. This is a great youth group activity. We've hosted several events for churches, and we've got a lot of great feedback. It really builds camaraderie and just really helps break the ice.
And it's a ton of fun. They're knocker balls is what they are, and it's kind of different, right?
It is, yeah.
And okay, they're valley-wide. You can call them at 602-540-2289 and check them out on their website. It's Bubble battles with an S, az.com. Okay, so first of all, how does somebody make a reservation with you, and how long does it take?
So basically, what we need to know is it doesn't take very much time. We just need to know where it's going to be. If people need help picking a park or a suitable location to play this event, we can help with that. But once we figure out a location, they just let us know about how many participants there's going to be. And a lot of times we'll have people that will tell us, let's say you're going to have 20 kids at this birthday party. Well, you don't necessarily need 20 bubbles because this is a pretty physical activity. And so we typically just kind of cycle people through if they want to go with a 10 bubble package. We can just keep everyone cycling through. If they wanted to get 20 knocker balls, they could. But we typically pretty much do the amount of bubbles that's about half the participants.
Well, it sounds like a ton of fun. You can also check him out on Yelp and also Google. And his website is Bubble Battles with an S, az.com. They're valley-wide. Call them. They do birthday parties. They do corporate outings. And the number is 602-540-2289. Valley-wide, it's Bubble Battles with an S, az.com. And again, what's included with everything?
And so our basic packages they start at 1 hour intervals. And when we go, we do all the setup. We take care of all the takedown afterwards. We also have an event coordinator on hand that hosts a variety of games during the event. And this is something that's really fun, especially for competitive people. We host events for some people that. It still is really fun for people that aren't very competitive, but the competitive ones, it's not only fun to play, but it's extremely fun to watch.
It's gotta be.
Oh yeah, we always have, we have the parents say for birthday parties, we have parents kind of lined up on the outside of the field, grandparents, and they're having just as much fun watching these kids, fly all over the place safely, as the kids that are actually playing out in the field. And what's a kind of a fun thing that we do too is for sports practices. This is an awesome kind of substitute for certain sports practices.
How do you do that? How are you practicing a sport by being in a bubble?
Like I said, it's a pretty physically demanding activity. When you get knocked over, you have to essentially do a pure squat in order to stand up, without using your arms or any momentum upwards. And if you just let's say you have a team of football players and you just put them in the bubbles and just let them go to town, and basically our event coordinator is kind of the coach for an hour. They're sweating by the end of it.
Let me ask you something. When you go to these and when you host these parties for everybody, especially when they're children, do you go with them and kind of go step by step of what they're going to do? I mean, is there some kind of orientation?
Yeah.
I guess that's a good word. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so we do an orientation. We basically recommend people get there about 10 to 15 minutes before their event start time, and that's so that we can do some orientation with them. There's not a whole lot of rules involved, but there are a couple, not kicking the balls, and just making sure there's no jewelry on the players, things like that, so they're not popping the bubbles.
So I got to ask you this, though, when you just said that. Is this a boys' sport, or is it girl or both?
It's both.
It's really
for sure.
both. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
I mean, just an example, about a month ago, we had a couples night doing this, and me and my wife were playing in it too. And we had about, I think there was...
How fun is that, a couples
night? Yeah, and so
Fight
we had
in a bubble, that'd be so much more fun.
Oh, it was fun.
Less divorces.
I still hear about it from my wife.
Right?
Hits, but it was a lot of fun, and it's just kind of, this is a very unique, different thing that people can do, and that's one of the reasons that we started this business. You have people renting bounce houses all the time, and there's a lot of different things that people have kind of been there, done that, and those are fun things. But this is a very unique thing. Like, for example, we're actually the only knocker ball affiliate on the entire West Valley of the Phoenix Valley, and so this is something very new and very unique. And it's a really exciting time to try it out.
It is a lot of fun, and I've seen a little tiny bit on it, and it's just amazing. It's got to be great, especially for that birthday party. Boy, everybody would be talking about it forever. And again, corporate outings. That's also great as a, what is the word that I'm looking for? I can't remember what it is.
The team building.
Yeah, team building. That's an awesome thing for you to do. In terms of it, we've got the summer upon us. What's the turnaround time when they go to make an appointment with you? How fast can they get a party going?
It depends on our availability. We have a lot of knocker balls in our inventory, so it just kind of depends. Saturdays are typically the days that it fills up quite a bit, and so those days for Saturday we recommend the more time we have to prepare, the better. But we can usually do a pretty quick turnaround as long as we have availability.
Check them out. This is really fun. It is Bubble Battles with an S, AZ.com. They're valley-wide at 602-540-2289. You got to check it out. It is awesome.